Today we're going to talk about geofencing. This is a location-based application that you could use so that depending on whether you're coming or going, it can perform a series of functions or actions. I'm going to be very specific in this geofencing, and I'm going to include voice. So you're going to see both a location as well as a voice-based solution with the focus on my garage, which I use my Q garage door opener. Uh, Amazon Echo, of course, you know what the keyword is there. I'm not going to say it, but Amazon Echo. Simple commands, extremely important. This is the application and software that is the go-between the MyQ Amazon Echo. So it's an extremely important piece of this whole equation. Chloe, which is, that's my word for it, Chloe for simple commands, is a skill located on Amazon Echo. You'll need to take that skill, and I'll show you that. You'll need to enable that skill. For my particular routine, I'm going to use also an August lock in my garage. You could use whatever you would like. You could use lights. You could use anything that you want. But for the sake of this particular test, I'm just going to use August lock. My goals are simple. I just want to use voice and location to open my garage door and unlock it. And likewise, I want to use just voice and location to close and lock it. Um, Once I'm done with this, you'll see it really works well. It's a great productivity tool, and it also provides you the ability to not have to do the famous I wonder if I closed the garage door. So anyway, let's go ahead and proceed, and we'll take a look now at our application on our phone. The first thing we'll want to do is go to simple commands. So what you're looking at is my all items screen of simple commands. And the first thing you would do is, of course, download it, set up a free account, and now you're all set. And then you'll have to add or remove items. So you could see I've added my queue, which is my garage. I've added my front door and my garage door. So these are both August locks here. And so I simply just have to go down here to add remove items. And then when I tap on that, it gives me the option of what I'd like to add or remove. So here you can see I've added August lock because it's asking me if I want to manage it, as well as the MyQ openers. And you can see the whole list of items they have here that Simple Commands works with. So you're able to just simply go ahead and set it up. You can even have two-factor authorization, whatever you want. It's really well done, simple to use, and so you would just pick whatever you want. I'm just put it, and then this would pop up. You would go to continue, and after you took continue, it would ask you to log into that particular account, and it links it. So it's as simple as that for adding all your items. And then once you have them all added, and of course I could have added lighting, from Wise or Wemo or whatever it happened to be, Nest thermostat, etc. So you have that, and then once you've done that, you really then want to do your routine. So I've set up two routines, not surprising based on what I told you I'm going to focus on. So I have a closed carport and an open carport here on simple command. So let's take a look at closed carport. And here is what I have under it is I have routines that I set up. They're called routine actions. So they're simple. It says close carport, and you would add a new action. And my first one is to lock the garage. That's the August lock. So that locks the inside door. And the second action I have it do is my cue close. So it closes the garage door. It's as simple as that. I could have added, again, lighting or any other smart items that work on simple commands. So that was it. And the other thing, and this is very important if you're going to use Google Home or, I'm sorry, Google Assistant or Amazon Echo, is you have to go here and you have to tell it that you want to enable it to open to use your assistant. So as you can see, I've enabled it, and the phrase I've used is close carport. Execute. So this will be important in a second when I show you how we use scenes in Amazon Echo. So that's it. I did the same thing for open carport, and again, you could see the routines I set up: unlock and open, which is the opposite of what had been done. So these routines are set up. You're done at this point with simple commands. In fact, everything is set up on it, and it's ready to go. So the next step is echo. So a couple of things you're going to do here is one is you really need to enable a skill. So we'll go to skills and games. You need to enable a skill that is called, if you remember I mentioned it, it's called Chloe, Kloee. So we'll go up here and we'll type that in. And it's right here. Chloe for simple commands. You see Chloe for simple commands garage. So let's go ahead and look at it. And here it is. And the SC stands for simple commands. So let's open it. And I've already enabled the skill for simple commands. And so that's all you have to do is you open it and you have to enable it. So that is your next step. And once you're done with that, you're now ready to do what is really an important piece of this. And that is you need to, I'm going to go down here to devices. And you see this line up here. There's several ways to do it. I'm going to use this particular line. If you scroll with your, in my case, I'm going with my finger over, there's something here called scenes. So if you tap on scenes, you can see I have a whole series of scenes here, and you go all the way to the bottom. And right here, you're going to tap Discover Scenes. This is going to look for the scenes, which we called routines and simple commands. And it's going to take about 45 seconds. And after that, it says discovered 2 scenes. And since I've already done it, let me show you those 2 scenes. You remember we had open carport, execute, and we also had the opposite, which is closed carport. And let's make sure that's here. So you could see that both of those scenes have now been imported into my Amazon Echo device. So I am now, so far we have set up a routine on simple commands. We have enabled a skill called Chloe, and now we've imported scenes. So here goes the final steps, which is to set up the voice and location management. We are back again, and this is our Amazon Echo app. And if you see down here on the right where it says more, when you tap on more, you get this screen. So on this screen, what's next is routines. So we're going to set up a couple of routines. We're going to set up 4 routines, 2 to open and 2 to close. So you tap on routines, and these are all my routines. So yes, you can see I've already set them up. So the way it works is that is for voice, and that icon is for location. So let's focus on voice first. So I want to set up a routine called open carport. So you would what you would do is simply press that, and when that opens up, you want to enter the routine name, and I'm just going to put test. And then you're going to hit next up on the upper right here. And next you're going to say when this happens, so you're going to press that plus sign there. And if you remember, what I wanted to use was voice first, so I'm going to do voice. And the other one is location, but we're going to do voice, so let's do voice. And I tap voice, enter a phrase, and I'm just going to put open GAR. Because I already have the word garage, so it won't accept it. So I'll just put open gar. It's actually for carport, which is the one I've actually set up. So I'll go to next. And then the action to add, and this is the most important thing with the scene, is what is the action I want it to do when I say those words. And so I'll go down on this list and look for the word smart home right there. And when you tap on smart home, it has all devices, lights, or control scene. So if you tap control scene, there are all the scenes, and you'll see that close, carport, execute is on here, as well as open. So you could see what we've done here is you would then just tap one of them. I'll just pick that for now. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to cancel out of that since I've already done this. So that is the voice version. You do the same thing for open carport as well as closed carport. And, and when you're all done, it would look like this. Name open carport. When you say echo open carport, the action is it will open carport, execute scene. It's done. There's just a minor difference when you want to do the location. So I'm going to go over here to the location for open carport. Everything is the same that you do. So of course it's an enabled routine. It's called open carport. Notice I put the letter S here because I already had something called open carport. So in this case, since I'm not using voice, I just added the letter S. When I arrive home, and so here what happens is you have to say when to do it. So let's go ahead now and add a routine for location. There's just one minor difference here. Enter routine name, and again I'm going to call it test. Then I'm going to go to next on the upper right. When this happens, so here's what's important here. When you tap when this happens, you're going to go to location. And when you go to location, a menu will pop up. It'll show a map of your current location, or you could type in a location. So just put in the location that you want to use. I'm not going to put that up because it's got my address there. And then add action. And the action would be to either open or close the garage/carport. So when that is all done on location, it'll just simply look like this. It'll have the name, open carports, again the letter S because I already have the word carport. When I arrive home, and this here shows the map with the house address, and the action you would add is to execute opening the carport, which I did. That's it. So, and the way geofencing works is that when You leave when you get to 192 feet away, a circumference away from your home. It would go ahead and uh, complete the activity of opening. When you come home, when you get to 192 feet, it will open the carport. Vice versa, when you leave, it locks, etc. In my case, it does two things. It opens uh, the garage door and unlocks the inside August lock. And again, when I come home, it unlocks the August lock and it opens the garage door. So let's do one more thing. Let me show you how the activity will actually work. Hopefully you could see this well. This is the inside of our garage. And so, of course, here's the Chamberlain uh, MyQ. And there's, of course, one up here with the garage door. And over here, there's our inside door, and that's where the August lock is. And you can see the sun is out right now, too. So what I'm going to do for you is I am going to ask Echo to open the carport. You won't see the lock on the August lock, but trust me that that is unlocking. And what you should see is this opening. And so that would be the same if I had my phone in my pocket and I was 192 feet away from home, coming home. This is the activity. So let's try, and I'll ask her, Alexa. Alexa, open carport. So it said okay. Let's see what happens here. There it goes. So the first thing it did is it unlocked the door, and this is my I have a Wise cam there. Anyway, it went ahead and it unlocked. It just tells me my queue opened at 12:41 p.m. and that's correct. And I don't have the notification pop up, but the August door did unlock. So it worked. And let's go ahead and close it now. Alexa, close carport. I heard the word okay from my buddy Amazon Echo. You can see the blinking up here, which is the safety feature to let somebody know that this is going to close. And there it is. So my inside lock has locked down here on my August lock, and the garage door is now closing, and it's done. So our voice works, and had I left the house when I got to 192 feet away, it would have closed that door and locked this door. So hopefully this was helpful to you. And let me go ahead and summarize now. In summary, now that you've watched this, it does work well. I mean, it's the complication is that there are several different products that are involved, but at the end of the day, they all work together. When leaving, using location, it doesn't really work every time at 192 feet. Sometimes it's probably, I'm going to estimate 250 feet instead. So when I come home, the location works perfectly 192 feet every single time. When I leave, it does for some reason go beyond the 192 feet. So you need to just be patient with that. The voice with Amazon Echo is absolutely perfect. I've not tested it with Google Assistant, but I could tell you that the Echo works fine. From time to time, I know that it doesn't work, and it's usually when MyQ makes an update of some kind, and it just takes simple commands a while to have to do whatever they do to have MyQ again work with simple commands, which works with Chloe, which works with Amazon Echo. So you just need to be aware of that. You might get frustrated. when that happens, because it might take a day, it might take 2 days, might even take a week for them to get that fixed. I would just ask you to be patient, but know that that does happen. And the only other thing I can tell you is enjoy your geofence and the voice commands that you could use. It's a great tool. It works well. It's well done, and you should all enjoy this productivity.